welcome to the December 22nd meeting of the Board of Selectmen. If you'd all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, welcome, and for those that are in attendance and those that have tuned in, we have a pretty short agenda tonight. We're going to try to move quickly. There's certainly some events going on within the community that people are trying to get to, so without any further ado, we have a public hearing with regard to the General Assistance changes in our General Assistance Ordinance. So, Nancy J.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. We do have a few changes this time. The overall maximums have changed. And this is what the person is allowed to make during a month, depending on how many people are in the household. So it's just 1 through 5. The first, there's a one person, it's gone from $678 up to $695. 2 people, it's gone from $704 to $796. 3, $891 to $1,009. 4 people, $1191 to $1370, and for 5 people, $1233 to $1488, and they've gone from $65 up to $75 a person, additional to the household after that. And the food maximums have also changed, Appendix B. Do you want me to go through each one?
No, I think, just so that everybody knows, the numbers you're talking about are consistent with York County, right? I mean,
York County only, yes.
The state does have different numbers for the different counties.
Each county has their own different percentages. And then the housing maximums, which is your rental allowance, has gone up as well. Not by a whole lot, like $541 to $597 a month for a 1-bedroom. And if you had heat included, say a 4-bedroom, it went from $1143 to $1308. And the only other change we have is on the electricity maximums. Now they have 2 ways, with an electric hot water heater and without. The only one that's changed is with an electric hot water heater, and that is for one person in the house. It went from $82 to $86 allowance. Everything else has stayed the same in respect to that. And that's the only changes that we have for this one.
And those are the recommended changes from the state?
From the state, yes. This is what they reimburse us on. And the reimbursement has gone from 50% to 70%. So we are being reimbursed a little bit more now.
I move that we accept
let's hang on.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We're in a hearing. We're not in a meeting. Okay, we'll get to that later. All right.
Any questions?
You want to move fast? I'll move along fast for you.
Any clarifications or anything? And just so everybody knows, we could have a different set of schedules, but the town would have to go into their own study to determine.
And then we'd have to send it to the state to be approved.
So this, if we accept the state, if we accept the state approval and other recommendations, this is a lot cleaner, right? Anything else in the public hearing? Sensing nothing, I'll declare the public hearing closed. We'd have next on the agenda to accept these changes. Now, John.
Now I will move to accept the changes as presented.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Any announcements this evening from the board?
One. I'd just like to offer our condolences to the family of Jim Gendron, who passed away yesterday. He was a long-standing member of the Road Review Committee, and he had also served on the Public Safety Committee for a short while as well. And I know that Jim had some health problems in recent years, but certainly, it's very hard to lose a loved one, particularly this time of year. So condolences to the Gendron family.
Okay. Anything else, folks? Any additions or deletions to the agenda tonight? Sensing none, we'll move along. Hearing appointments. We have an appointment with the Waterboro Association of Businesses presentation of the WAP for Warmth the Nation to the Deck the House Holiday Light Contest
Yes,
winner.
it's
So we
that
have,
time of year. It seems like
Leo
the
Burnett
year goes
with
by
us.
so fast.
and you are representing WAB, you are still the president?
I am the president
the
right
president.
now.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, I end up in front of you every year in different capacities because I don't think anybody else wants to speak in public, so it's always me. So once again, I'm here on behalf of the Waterboro Association of Businesses for our annual heating drive that we do, and I'd like to present Nancy Johnson, our person who administers that fund, with a check for $2,500 this year. There is more still coming in. I got some calls today, but this was printed at that time. So there's a check for $2,500.
Right.
Thank you very much.
And I understand there's some other money that's come in too from bottle drives and different things, so I believe we're actually looking pretty good this year.
Good.
And the warm weather's helping a lot this
And
year.
the price,
And
the
The
price
is
of oil,
buying,
a lot
we're
for-
buying three households to one is where we were just a couple of years ago, so I think we're in fairly decent shape for this time of year. Nancy does a great job with that, and I applaud her for going through all that process every year. So the second thing I have on the agenda is a Deck the House Holiday Light Contest, and this year's winner is a repeat winner.
You didn't get that list from Steve Harvey, did you?
No, I didn't.
Just checking.
I didn't. Poor guy. As many of you have seen, this week's reporter is a nice write-up on the house at 74 Mayfair Drive in Lake Arrowhead, or as it's known, the North Waterboro Pole. They have a beautiful, what they call, I guess, is a static display. It doesn't do all the blinkings, the lights and stuff. It's more of the traditional style with a lot of handmade things and a lot of antique type items that are out there that you saw in the 50s and 60s. The display consists of over 25,000 lights, which is pretty impressive. It's one of the biggest displays I've seen in just driving around in York County. So it's right here in Waterboro. The other thing that they do that is particularly nice is they're a Toys for Tot drop-off site, and they've done that for 3 years. And they've gathered a lot of toys for kids in need in the area. So they've gone above and beyond just a light display. I think they really grabbed the essence of what that is. They have a night. I think they just had it recently, and they had Elsa, I believe Elsa and Olaf were there, dressed up for the kids. So it's more than just drive by and see the lights. It's kind of very interactive. So with that, I'd like to announce that the Walker Harrison family, which is Jeff and Julie, and their children, Jeff, Ethan, Sierra, and Brody. I don't think we have them all here, but we've got 3 of them if you'd like to come up. This trophy is actually pretty hefty. If you guys want to come around the front, I guess would probably be.
So who's responsible for counting all those lights?
These guys. It comes with schoolwork.
Would any of you guys like to speak on camera? No?
What?
Oh, come on.
That's a good time to
Dr.
start.
Santa Claus?
Nope. Put the camera right there. I'll let
Up
him
and that
hold.
way, or we'll let you hold it in the middle. I'll jump in there.
Alright, sounds good. Beside, so.
Come right over here, boys.
There you
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
That looks great. Need some lights on that.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice job.
Thank you very
And we'll continue to do this every year, and it really has upped the game. They're way up there, but I have to say that the lights in Waterboro in the last few years, see more and more houses, and they get a little bigger and bigger, and I think there's some people looking to take that trophy from somebody.
Ah, yeah.
And that's, that was part of the fun in doing this, is getting people to decorate their house and get that little contest going. And Jeff
Competitive spirit.
steps it up every year too. So yeah, so
The coveted cup.
And a few other things. The Walker and Harrison family, they do a lot more than just lights in our community than people might not know. But they coach. They have a little racing program they do in their family where they go off and do at Beach Ridge on Thursday nights. So they have a lot of sponsors from stuff. So they're pretty active in our community. So I just want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
So that's all I have this evening. Unless you have any questions for me.
No, but I do want to extend the thanks from the board to WAB on their efforts for this is a, kind of unselfish every year. You guys plug away and
We do try.
and we were, and I think ultimately the community benefits from it because there's a, donation of the money to the folks that need the heating oil and stuff. So congratulations on your ongoing effort. And this is how many years? It's got to be
10, 12.
Yeah, I was gonna say 10 or 12.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I was going back through some stuff, and I was back to 5 or 6 that I was tallying
Yep.
some money, and it's up there. I know I lost count at some point. It was well over 25,000. It might be up to 30,000 by now. That's been brought into the heating fund over the years, and right now it's a little better than it's been, so that's good. But we've worked from 08 till now. We went through some rough winters, and it really did help having that fund around for people.
Well, it's good to see the businesses band together and continue to do that. And
They
think
do.
that's- yeah.
They do. I think we're at about 80 members right now in different capacities, their activity, but we'd like more businesses. If anybody is interested, they can get a hold of me at Lakeside Market, and we'll also accept donations right through the winter, and we have jars going right through the winter because the need doesn't just arise at Christmas, it continues right through the
Right.
cold season. So
That's gonna put 100 gallons of oil in 17 homes.
exactly,
So
it's a big deal.
that's a
It's a big deal.
Yes.
And we, like I said, we have some other people who are working towards that, so
Yeah.
that fund is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the ice fishing derby, that hopefully if we get ice this year, they concentrate on helping heat veterans' homes in the area. So that's a worthy cause when that comes up. So it's a kind of hope for cold, but don't hope for cold, I guess.
John,
on
you
the
wanted
cold
to-
and
I was just
snow.
saying that if you heard the dog barking around 4:15 last night, my wife and I walked by. It was pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Early so he doesn't bark when it's soft.
My wife does the walk every day, and she said to me, "You got to get out and walk with me on this one because you'll be pretty impressed."
Good, I'm glad you like it.
You don't happen to have a small list of honorable mentions, do you?
I know that there was one over on East Shore Road. There was some on Old Alfred Road. There was one on Route 5 further down here. It's got really bright blue lights, a little bit past the elementary school. So we did have some other ones that were sent in to us. So that just generally Old Alfred Road had quite a few of them that really stepped up. There's one that's got music playing at it that you can tune into the radio. So those are the ones that we had. There was just overwhelming sent in for 74 Mayfair Drive.
I just want to kind of give the people
Yes.
that might be listening out
Yeah,
there an
there's-
idea of
There's some
where they can
there's some
drive
really nice,
to see some of this.
and we've actually tossed around adding in another trophy maybe for businesses. Because some of the businesses have started to decorate pretty nice too, and I know the Town Line Deli looks pretty cool down there. The little doctor's office down the street across from Dunkin' Donuts.
Pediatric.
Yeah,
I just wanna thank you and your wife for the wonderful job you've done over there to the Taylor House and the skating.
Oh, you're
That
welcome.
is-
Yeah.
That is
Did you get her
very
jacket?
nice going down
Get
through
it
there.
done, yeah.
Oh.
Yes, and the lighting, we did the lighting down there at the Taylor House this winter, and just to bring a little more attention to the center of town.
Beautiful.
And there's a write-up in the paper from Sandy Bennett and Jim Carl, trying to bring a little more attention to what they're trying to do over there, and get that, so it's more of a working museum with all the buildings. Bimby's done a great job of getting the blacksmith shop going. There's a working kiln in there now, so this spring they'll do a little more work there. So we wanted to just bring attention to what that building is. It goes in darkness for 5 months in the middle of town, and no one kind of knows what's there. So we brought the lights to it, which we believe once the snow falls and the skating starts there, we're gonna leave them on all winter. So it'll make it a nice little area in the center of town.
You might have to rent one of those
Chillers.
things like the chillers like they do at Fenway Park when
Yeah.
they bring in the ice.
We looked at those. You don't have an extra $500,000 in the budget, do you?
I think that's earmarked for a Zamboni.
Yeah, so, but I will pass that along to her that,
Thank you.
I'm pretty proud of what she's
Yeah.
done there and rallied people together, so it can be done.
Good. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you.
She's worked very hard out there this fall.
Yeah, I spend a lot of nights in bed alone late at night. She's out making ice. Thank you.
Okay, moving along. Correspondence, treasurer's report. Hearing a delegation. I'm sorry, hearing a delegation. Anybody want to speak? Thank you. Thank you for reminding me of that. I thought it was going to be quick. Correspondence, treasurer's report, motor vehicle agents, November 2015 report. Letter from Saco River Community Television, 2016-17 budget. I guess that would be their request, right? Librarian's November 2015 report, EcoMaine recycling report, and 1/26/16 public hearing notice for the proposed ordinance change. If no one has anything else there, we'll move on to reports and staff initiatives. Start at the other end tonight. Gordon?
I'm all set, thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman.
John?
Fine, thank you.
Tammy Jo?
All set.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. I just want to, I guess, there were a number of us that attended the planning board meeting the other night, their workshop on design standards and whatnot, and I think they've, this is just a start. It may very well be completely flip-flopped by the time they get done with public interest or public comments. I think they, it has to start somewhere, and I think they did an admirable job. I think a lot of people had some very constructive comments. A little disappointed that we still have people that seem to want to attack the planning board before they know what's all going on, but that's part of, I guess, being in a small town. So they will have many more sessions, be it just at their planning board meeting or whatnot. So if anybody would like to be involved in that, but I think they've at least got an initial taste for comments from the public, and I think they'll go forward with that. So, Gary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A reminder, 3 weeks from tonight, the architects will be here in this room on January 12th to give us a synopsis of the problems and the challenges that they see, that they've gleaned from walking through the fire station and talking to staff for our space needs over there. Probably it's going to be light on solutions. It's probably more going to be a discussion of the problems that they see. And on Tuesday, March 8th, that is the drop dead deadline that we've given them for their final concept study report to be delivered, hopefully at a selectmen's meeting as well. Staying with firefighting gear replacement. We had a grant, I think it was all a grant, either that or partial town funds. In 2003, when we bought 60 sets of gear, a lot of that is worn out. Staff has paid a good deal of money trying to sew all those things up, but eventually you have to replace gear. We've also been blessed with a lot of new members to the fire department and call department. And we only budgeted for 6 sets. So because we have money in a line that is under the control of the selectmen and EMS equipment line, I authorized the chief to go buy 13 sets, which if you need boots, that's about $2,500 per person. If you do not need boots, it would be about $1,800 per person. And they're being fitted for that now. And if the fire department budget is over in its entirety, then sometime in June you folks could take and authorize a transfer from some of that money of $64,000 over to the fire account. They will be spending somewhere in the vicinity of $25,000, maybe a little bit north of that for these 13 sets of gear. I wanted you to know in a public way that this was happening and that those monies are available in an existing account for you to vote on. I would like to say a very big thank you to all the people who helped buy gifts, buy food, organize food, work next door. For all the families, 42 families I think applied to the Secret Santa, and they will have a much merrier Christmas because of your generosity. You walked through a lot of those gifts. Those are being moved next door. The food was all done this morning with staff and volunteers, and those things will be dispensed tomorrow morning. I also wanted to let you know the Budget Committee will have their introductory meeting next Wednesday, December 30th at 6:30. It will be a fairly short meeting. All 5 people have said that they are available that evening. I'll pass out a charter, the blank budget document, and we will talk about meeting times. So far, they like Thursday nights. I'll find out then whether or not we can jump right into January with meeting every Thursday night. That would be my choice to do that. So stay tuned for more budget things, and that's it for me. Thank you.
Just one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like the town administrator to touch upon the results that we may have had from the Department of Labor on their audit of the facilities here.
Yes, thank you.
I know that we were waiting for some type of feedback.
That should have been in my report. I thought I was going to spend all day yesterday with her, but it was only about half the day. We started here and did a little bit of paperwork. We went down to the transfer station, Public Works garage, and the library. She was impressed with the Public Works garage, the way it's laid out, the way it's constructed, the site around there. We knew that documentation of records was going to be where we would probably fall down, and that was the case, but those are easy things to fix. So we will get a report from her probably 2 weeks from now, and then we'll have 60 days to correct those things, which are really relatively minor. Doug's done a lot of work down there at the shop to make things safe. We've changed some things next door in Town Hall, in the basement, in the workshop to make things safer and more compliant. Taking out lights, we spent a lot of money on electricians, gotten rid of extension cords and done those types of things that we needed to do. So I was very pleased by the overall report that we're going to get. It's mostly going to be documentation of training and check off lists for equipment and procedures. Bloodborne pathogens. I know everybody's taken those classes, but we didn't have the sheets of paper in their folders. So those little types of things are primarily the things that will get typed on.
They should have a CAD at the same time, the employee.
Yeah, and I think some of the time it might have been Lisa Bennett or somebody else who was teaching it kind of in-house here, and we didn't formally make
The CAD.
a card. So thank you for bringing that up. That was supposed to be here, so thank you.
Anything else for Gary? You probably know that Chief Wars and I had a conversation relative to equipment and whatnot, and
Yes.
one of the things that I think we need to bring up as we move forward into budgeting, especially in light of architectural people looking at things, just what is our plan of moving forward with Southern Maine Community College and the student program? Because if that is something that is now becoming more of a burden than it is a benefit, then we should not be afraid to back out of that just because it might not look like we're supporting that effort. But it sounds to me like there's not a lot of direction that comes out of Southern Maine relative to what the expectation is of the community, so it becomes somewhat of a free-for-all of who's bidding and who's paying what and those things. And I think that maybe that has to start with the chairman of that department or something at Southern Maine Community.
Well, some of these other larger towns like Scarborough, they pay their students for many more hours doing many more things than we do. We don't have the funds to do that. They have dedicated staff to supervise them. Our frontline staff, Dan Roy, before he got hurt, he was the lead supervisor. He's in a truck or an ambulance going to Southern Maine Medical, probably once a day or close to it.
So I think it'd make for a good conversation to hear that out with
Well, you probably also know, and the rest of the board may not, but 3 out of our 4 students have moved on in life and they're no longer with us. Those things happen in a program like this. And this may be the time to make a break in this next budget. The challenge with that is, with all the time that they give us, you're talking about 2 40-hour shifts. So it's not insignificant in the cost if they're not here. So you'll be hearing about that in the budget process.
And the cost is a trade-off to begin, if we've got people spending an ordinary amount of time managing the student program,
The drama.
they're not doing something else.
And not able to have the staff time to teach them,
Right.
like we should be doing.
So, good topic to air out before we go into the next budget, I think, or as we go into the next budget.
And another thing on that, I think, is we have no mechanism for any retention in that area. All the people that we train, basically, at our expense, I would say, are going to other fire departments because we don't have a retention program.
Yeah, and I'm
We're
surprised
limited in
this-
the number of openings.
I'm surprised that there's, once a student commits to a particular town, whether it's Waterboro, Scarborough, Gorham, whomever is participating, there's nothing that binds them to that to complete they want to switch a year in, they switch.
Yes.
And there's no,
We've lost that training we paid for their turnout year, and that goes up.
so I think there's a lot of things that probably would have to go back to the.
I think this is going on throughout the state.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, the state
But
right
the-
now on
But this, but
employees
the,
short of Alfred and it's all because they got trained and they've gone somewhere else for bigger money.
but in this particular program, there's, Southern Maine Community College owns the program, and they should be working hard to work with the municipalities to put some structure to it so that we don't have some of these problems. So, anyway.
Yeah, everything has its time. I think in its time, it was a good move, but now maybe because of the college's changes in some of their policies, and maybe it's time to move on.
Well, I'm sure we'll discuss it further, but want to do at least.
But it's no different than trying to get a high school kid in here to help with the corner over here, and the teachers,
Both the time.
either they haven't got the time or they haven't got the program to do it, and as the kids get it, with every activity that they got going on.
Okay, let's move on. New business, discuss vote on dedication of the town annual report. I know we had a couple of inputs from folks on potential dedications, candidates, anything else or any other discussion. One was with Ken Booker, and we had, no, I can't draw a blank.
The guy from Parks and Rec.
Yes, Bob Davis. And I
Talk
think,
about having an aerial, type of an aerial
we
shot.
talked about maybe doing, dedicating it maybe to the town employees and doing an aerial shot or whatever the case may be, but, so, any thoughts? I mean, I think,
This dedication, you're dedicating it to a couple of people that have passed, but that could be on the inside cover too, so.
yeah, so we could dedicate it to both Davis and
have a decent picture on the front.
and Ken. Ken's, for years, Ken Roberts and Ken Booker were the two, they're known as the two Kens,
Yeah.
and they spent hours patching roads in this community, so, and that's, that was towards the latter end of their physical abilities, but they spent a lot of time working for the municipality over the years, so I think it would probably be appropriate to recognize both of those people, and then let's do a front cover that's got an aerial of all the town employees that we can do, or something of that nature.
Jimmy, the helicopter over here.
or a drone.
Yep.
Everybody good with that?
Yep.
We'll see if we can manage and put that together. All right, old business, discuss and vote on to approve the audit. Gary's got a little more info on this, but it appears that there's one page that still will need some work, so I'll let Gary explain that. I don't see that it should hold up us approving this thing, but we'll do what you guys want to do.
Well, it's up to you. We got this at 5:15 today, so I apologize for not having this done and all filled in. But in these 3 yellow paragraphs, you can see the areas that are circled. In the first one, we need to change date. And first of all, I think I sent you a note. I don't know if you all saw the email, but since we haven't been in PERS that long and our contributions don't reach a certain threshold, we do not have to have this fancy GASB accounting reporting note like what Chris thought. So absent that, this is the only thing we have to do in terms of retirement to finalize the audit. In the second paragraph, that 3.0% should change to 4.1. I think the numbers at the end of that second paragraph are accurate because he got that out of the end of year totals. The third paragraph, the double X, the third line down, we have to fill that in with the number of months that requires you to be vested. And the last 4 X's in the very last of that sentence would be 0. I believe, because nobody's forfeited yet. The program is so new. We just started it January 1st. So if you do decide to accept the audit, please have it, with the caveat of these changes that are upcoming, or we can do this in 2 weeks. It's up to you. I don't care.
Well, we just do it in 2 weeks and then everything is done, it's all correct.
We can do that if we want.
Yeah, I don't think there's any great precedent to get this done, is there?
No.
No,
Yeah,
other than
deadline.
just
I
to
mean,
put it to bed and
yeah.
get it done, that's all.
What did you say the date was up above where July 1st is circled? You have January 1 and 20.
Oh, it got cut off. That should say
2015.
2015.
2015?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, that probably is yours. So we'll clean this up and bring it back in 2 weeks. Thank you.
All right, any other discussion vote on the minutes of December 8th regular meeting?
So moved.
I have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Pending decisions, we get the comprehensive plan listing. We will relaunch those meetings as we get into next year. Agenda items for the first of the year.
January 12th.
Anything jumping in front of anybody's mind here? If not, we do have a public hearing that night, right?
No, we have the public hearing
Oh,
on the
that's right.
following
The
meeting.
following,
So we have the architects.
that's right, the 12th
Yeah.
is the architect.
Are they gonna have some visuals, the architect?
I've asked them to come in
So
with a
we can-
PowerPoint.
We can, okay, good.
Yes, so that pictures from inside and around the station and them commenting on the space needs. And so, yes.
I know one of the elements that came up, as I'm sure you know, because you were there at the planning board hearing, was that we should make use or more use of our audio-visual equipment that we have here when we're doing presentations, so that, people can actually see, visualize it on the screen versus try to get a mental conceptualization of what somebody's talking about.
Yeah, it's like, we're from the show me state, show me, don't tell me.
That was a good suggestion. Hindsight